been on the road for almost a year now, and we are incredibly grateful for all of the experience we've had thus far. But as we head into the second year on the road, we're really focused on how we can build community while living this nomadic lifestyle. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So we've actually spent the last couple of weeks in meetups with other people. We started with a small meetup, and then we headed to our largest meetup yet, which was Camp Pride. Camp Pride was an incredible experience. It was a LGBTQ plus camp for adults, focused on healing our inner child. Now that we have been away from there for a couple of days, we've really started to reflect more on how we can build community and the type of community we want to build as we head into this next year on the road. So I feel like when I was a kid, I had no problem making friends, right? And that's probably the experience for a lot of people. I've always been pretty extroverted, could talk to the wall. And so I've always had a lot of friends. And as time has gone on, it has been harder to maintain those friendships and make friends as an adult. So one of the workshops at Camp Pride, and really the theme for the entire week, was about getting connected to your inner child. And Lexi led us through this workshop about talking to our inner child, and there were some reflection questions. And one of them asked, like, what would you say to your inner child? And it really got me thinking about how bold I was when I was young. Like, I would go up to anybody and make friends with them. And it was just so easy when you're a child to make friends and make connections with people. And somewhere along the way, as I got older, I don't know if it's probably need some therapy, but some trauma from rejections. There's moments like I can think of in like 4th grade and 6th grade where, you know, someone didn't want to be my friend or someone didn't want to sit next to me at the table, that like you carry those with you. And now I'm damn near 40 and I now still have this fear that people aren't going to want to sit with me at the cafeteria table.
It's like.
And so that just makes it, I think, difficult to make friends and maintain friendships over time. And so it's just something that I'm starting to think about. And that's even more difficult now that we are living this nomadic life where, you know, you see someone at an event and then you might not see them for months again. And so like still trying to kind of figure out what that might look like in this new lifestyle. So I guess I would still consider myself an extrovert, but I think over time I've become an introverted extrovert. I do, I think, fairly well in social circumstances when I know a lot of people, but when I don't, I can get in my head and get a little bit socially awkward, or at least I think I am. So, and today we were listening to this podcast about self-talk and like chatter in your head, and I 100% have like some of the most negative self-talk when I'm trying to meet new people. Like, I don't want people to think I'm like trying too hard, and I want to come off as cool, and I want people to like me. And in this community, like when we were at camp, there were people of all ages, but for some reason I was like, are they going to think I'm old? Or are they going to think I don't know. I just get so far in my head, and that's something I definitely want to work on. And I know that at the end of the day, like when I find my people and my tribe, I won't feel that way. And I do think we've made some of those connections this week, but I'm still kind of figuring it out because it's like, how do you know? You know, how do you know if you made a connection? I think my litmus is going to be if we actually like continue speaking to people and continue finding opportunities to meet up with people, because there are definitely some people that I would want to hang out with again. Social media becomes really, really important. I think especially as social media is important across a lot of things, but I think it's really important in the nomadic community because like, again, you go off and you don't really see each other, but it's a way of being able to kind of keep up with one another and what people are doing. So even today, I posted some video of us at the coast because we went to cool down after Camp Pride, and one of our new friends from our other meetup reached out to me and was like, oh, where are you guys? And so there's some socialization that comes from that. And I hope that those end up, you know, becoming something other than a one-time connection and truly become some friendships and van family that we can meet up with and enjoy in the future.
Hey y'all. So I agree with pretty much everything that Alicia said, but my story starts as an introverted child. I was in a lot of like clubs and I did sports pretty much year round, so it really wasn't that hard for me to make friends because it was like, oh, here are the people on your team. These are like your automatic friends. But as you get older, you begin to, lose touch with folks. People get married, make their families, go on their journeys, and not all of us are meant to go on a journey together. Now that we are on the road, we really do have to kind of be intentional about reaching out to folks and making those genuine connections with people who we have a lot of, common interests with. These last few meetups, and especially Camp Pride, like I really did feel like I can be my authentic self around people. Everyone that we met at Camp Pride was like really friendly, and I don't know, we were able to have really meaningful and deep conversations with people. And that's like one of the things I think as an introvert, I really crave, talking about the meaning of the universe. I don't know. So yeah, in van life, we're definitely going to have to, reach out. I'm not a big social media person, considering that's what I'm trying to do. So it is a mindset shift and it is a learning curve because I don't have all of the like traditional social structures that like just kind of push people together. But that's really good because that just means like I get to choose like the people who I want in my life. And that's really freeing. I feel like for the first time in my life, I am really pushing myself to be myself. And that just feels really good. So that's my advice on basically how to make friends as an adult. First and foremost, be yourself. And like, it just takes so much, it's so hard not being yourself. I didn't realize how hard it was. I would also say like, step out of your comfort zone a little bit. Camp Pride was something that was a little bit out of my comfort zone. I don't really like large crowds. I more like, small, intimate groups. I was really glad that we went. Yeah, one of the campers actually came over to our group as we were practicing and was like, listen, my social battery is drained today. So like, I'm not going to participate. And I just sat back to myself and thought like, that was so brave. A lot of times in my life, I just didn't have like the guts to speak up for myself and advocate for myself. And just the way that they did it and just the way that everybody like received it too. Like they were like, oh, it's okay. No worries, blah, blah. It was just that type of energy there. And it just really made me excited to know that there are people out there that are like 100% accepting. Like not tolerant, like accepting. I learned a lot there, and I'm just really grateful to have had that experience.
To Kristen and the Camp Pride team. Wow, we are so in awe of the incredible experience that you all orchestrated at Camp Pride. We are incredibly grateful that we got to be part of the freshman class. Thank you for creating a space where we could be our authentic selves, make genuine connections, and take steps to heal our inner child. We are already counting the days until Camp Pride 2025. With love, Rachel and Alicia.